This country boy is a singing, singing when the sun goes down. He had all the answers about the way things ought to be. Some folks came to listen, some folks couldn't see that there's pain in his fingers, pain in his heart. All right. Yeah! These guys couldn't wait for this, especially this guy. He's been here so many times.
Well, welcome aboard to Keeping Country Strong.
Well, you guys welcomed me back so many times, you know. It's really great to be here with the Country Strong, you know. You guys are a great host. Now, could I get my check?
Go ahead, Vic.
Give me the check, will you, Benzee?
I got it in my...
You got all the money.
Must be in my other pants.
Retired officer and everything, you got all that money?
That's right.
Yeah.
And it stays in the pants.
Now, tonight, it's my pleasure to bring to you guys and the TV land out there a group that has just been phenomenal for so many years and original from 1958. Just, you know, the voices, the harmony is so put together. And, you know, forget the age or the look, but the voice don't change.
No, we were hearing them here. Well, there was great. Anyway, we listened to you on YouTube and everything. Well, he says he researches everything.
I research almost everything. Paulie G and the Clusters are here with us tonight.
Except Pete Seeger. He didn't do that.
Welcome aboard, guys.
He in the Clusters? Oh.
Thank you.
Mr. Paulie G.
Yes.
Well, he's kept the things together, the force of the whole group, and working venues and casinos and hotels. I mean, it's they do a great job on stage. You know, tonight they're just do the vocal, but to see the actual show, the choreography, the music, and they're just great, and that's why I'm happy to have them.
We're glad to have you guys here.
Thank you.
We really respect you and what you do.
Let's have you guys all introduce yourselves.
I'm Jerry Pilgrim.
All right.
I'm looking at the TV.
You're with Benz. He never keeps his eyes off you. Superstar.
I've been told that many times. I stare at that thing.
Camera's over here, so.
Yeah, I'm Tony Portolat.
I'm Joe Miranda.
All right.
Read him his rights, Joe.
And this is
You have the right
Victor
to
here.
remain silent. Anything you say might be held against.
That's Victor, the great promoter from Odyssey.
Victor Matera, yep.
I'm Paulie
Thank
G.
you, Victor Matera.
Listen, since Benzee started on this show, he was doing radio before. Wherever we move the TV, his head will twist. So we do it on purpose. I mean,
I had a couple of people out in California we sent the shows to, and they said that they could tell where the TV was because I have the tendency to stare at the TV.
you want to see yourself,
I'm
Elvis. I know.
I'm only doing this a few years. Radio, you don't have to worry about that, right, Victor? Because Victor was one of the good guys from WMCA Radio. Did you know that?
No,
in the
I don't
70s?
know.
Well, 1971, I joined in with Jack Spector, a very close friend of mine, and he asked me many times to do the record hops. You remember that, Paulie? Record hops? And, it was mostly promotion for the groups and the entertainers. But, then I started filling in spots, for DJ that didn't show or couldn't make it or late or whatever. And then they started liking me, so it was Vicky's All-Star Show, and I still had the red jacket. We had 7 red jackets.
And what people might not, they know you from promoting and managing a lot of the oldies groups and the doo-wop groups, but people don't know you were big part of the disco craze too, which is crazy when you told me about that.
Well, what happened was in the business, sometimes, you have dreams of, you're always working weekends and the circuit all over 50-mile radiuses and traveling. And, you're saying to yourself, I'm going to own that club one day. And coming to Brooklyn, it used to be Club 802. And Charlie, always bought groups from me. Little Anthony Pierce there, Dupree's, Shirelles. He didn't do so well, so I used to feel bad, and I said, Charlie, turn the club over to me. I'll make it happen. Well, 1970, at the end of 75, we made the contract. 76, February 2nd of 1976, I opened up the club, and disco just blew up. You know, I had every weekend groups that had the big records out. You know, and at that era it was mostly disco. So then the TV news came down 9, 11, and 4, and interviewed me, and they said, "Well, why do the people come out, to a club?" And I said, "Well, because they want to have a good time, release themselves, and dance." So,
They
brought-
better release themselves in the right places.
Yeah,
too.
not around this old time.
Well, I redecorated.
Otherwise, that dance floor wouldn't be looking too
I
good.
redecorated the whole club. I put the mirror ball up, but then one night, John Travolta and Norman Wexler, Joe Bogart, they came down on a Wednesday night. They were hunting for a club to make the movie,
And what movie is that?
Saturday Night Fever.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
Crazy stuff.
Now,
That was the era of Son of Sam, too.
That's right.
yes, in Brooklyn. Now that club was, as I say, was Club 802, 64th Street and 8th Avenue.
You changed the name of it, though, right?
Yeah, it was Club 802. Soon as I took over, I made it February of 76, the 2001 Odyssey.
Oh,
That
I
was
remember that
mine,
place.
my project. When Travolta and Norman came down, they were hunting for a club. You had the Red Parrot, you had the Mirage in New York. But because of the way the room was, and the room held 1,500 people in one spot. Now,
That's a
it
big
was a
club.
flat, it was a flat dance floor. And what they wanted to do was, change it. And I said, wait a minute, first of all, I'm an actor. Being that Godfather was before that, and I started in that. I'm the one who killed De Niro's cousin when they ran to the car and crippled him. Then he shot back, I jumped in the air, and
He's a murderer.
so they Vic, it's a low budget movie. We know about that, huh? The low budgets.
Yeah,
you
always
know?
pull that crap, yeah.
Yeah, they
Of course.
they didn't want to pay.
Sure.
And I said, well, I'm in the unions. I have, if I'm being in a movie, I have to get paid. What we made the deal was, they would put the dance floor in. They would put the new sound system in, and lighting. I said, I'll tell you what. When you finish the movie, the production and everything stays.
That's great.
Agreed.
that was that lit up dance floor, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was cool.
That at that time that cost them $25,000 just to make it.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was
In the
beautiful down
70s,
there,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that movie made his money back over and over.
So now,
place-
How much
Still
money
there?
did they make?
They had to make over 100 million, right?
well, let me say it this way. At,
Just
at first, that
the
movie
record
was
alone,
a lot of
probably.
controversy with the Women's League of this and that because of the cursing and how they treated the girl.
Yeah.
It wasn't so clean, and the language. So at first, the movie didn't do anything. Then all of a sudden, like I would say 90-something, it blew up because they brought it back.
Well,
You
plus the soundtrack was a fantastic soundtrack. The Bee Gees.
The whole
yeah.
thing. Well, that was my thing. I've worked with the Bee Gees so many times down the Steel Pier, if you remember that one. Yeah,
Atlantic
When the
City.
horse used to jump
Yeah.
off the,
the horse used to, the diving
To the
horse.
pool?
The diving horse. I used to work a lot at the 5,000 Club, and that's where Frank Sinatra was working at, and a lot of big superstars. Even with Joe Franklin,
Sure.
our close friend.
I did 4
Did
Joe
you?
Franklin shows. as a matter
Yeah,
of
I
fact.
was telling
Yeah, I'm
you
good
that.
friend with him, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
We did his 40th anniversary.
he was there when I had the Four Seasons, and he invited me on a show. And you know me, I don't leave. Once I get on, they can't get rid of me. Then I became his co-host, for a little while. But I always move on. But what happened with the Odyssey is that because I brought in every time the big hit record groups, when disco, wasn't even that popular. the hustle, all that.
It was right at the beginning of the
Yes.
whole disco craze.
Right.
Yes. So by me bringing in live groups every week, the big names, and being on the news, and being all over advertised, the disco era just blew up. So I'm part of that. When they were doing the film, I wasn't even there because I was in San Diego doing another film.
Yeah, it's crazy because you would think that you would have had some type of cameo appearance in the film.
No. Not when there's big
You
money
couldn't
involved.
dance like that guy.
No, because when you're called on a movie, you don't ever, disappoint the director.
Right.
They want that face. They want that, to me, my mafioso face,
Sure.
And I always get killed anyway, so.
Well, that's how we got
Is there
us
any
here
movie
today.
you haven't been killed in?
Yeah.
You've done.
Which one was that? Oh boy. That's how many there is, right?
There's
I
a
can't
lot, right?
remember. No, in Bronx Tale, I didn't get killed. And Goodfellas, oh sure.
Goodfellas, yeah.
They froze the hell out of me.
Yeah.
But mainly the disco.
You were the guy in the trailer?
Yeah.
The frozen trailer?
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
water dripping.
Yeah.
No shit. Oh, I mean, no kidding.
This is,
We don't edit this show, by the way. We just send it out. Whatever's in there is in
cut it
there.
out, please. This is a family show.
Yeah, here we are with our family.
The
Hey,
people-
Benzee.
We're doing good.
But then, as I say, I hate staying in one place, the same as WMCA. I was in that booth and I hated it, so I moved on. And in my life, I moved into so many directions.
Sure.
Now I came back to the doo-wop sound, the oldies. I don't like calling oldies. It makes it, the doo-wop.
Doo-wop.
The harmony. And that's when I got together with Paulie and said, Paulie, let's do it. All right, Vic.
Well, they did that with Hank Williams. They said old Hank was 29 when he died. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was young.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was what's her name?
Patsy Cline.
Patsy
Patsy
Cline.
Cline.
Patsy Cline. Oh,
They
Now-
get you when they say that.
now we lost Annette from the cello.
Yeah.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. I worked with her so many years ago, and you'd always think like her look and her face never changes.
Yeah.
Dick Clark, his face never changes.
Oh, yeah, jeez.
Did you guys ever sing at Giorgio's down in Halden? He always had doo-wop
Halden.
groups all the
Where
time
was
in
that?
there.
Where was that? What town is it?
It's near the George Washington Bridge.
Fort Lee.
Giorgio's.
Yeah,
There
Jersey.
was so many clubs like that. Those days,
That's by where I,
I used to sing in a Brown Derby.
And
Remember
there
the
was,
Brown Derby?
I think Fudgies, was there one up? Like the
Fudgies.
Fudgies? I sang in Fudgies.
but to me, bringing back the doo-wop sound, the cluster sound, it's so soothing to the dinner club people, the casinos, main room, I never liked working the lounges. If you don't book me for the main room or main attraction, I'm not going. Now, like I say, we got these guys here, phenomenal. I've been writing it on my site, talking about them so much, how you don't miss their show. We're going to start putting them out in Long Island. They're actually from Long Island.
And Jersey.
And,
And Jersey.
And,
a transplant to Jersey.
but they've
I
made
made
some
transfer
great
them.
noise in Long Island and the places that they do
Well,
appear.
our show will go to Manhattan on
That's
3
right.
channels.
Right.
So
And if
people
you-
will see you guys again down there.
If you're watching us in Manhattan or anywhere in the Hudson Valley, their website is on the bottom of the screen, theclusters.org. Check out the website. I know you're sitting by your computer if you're watching the show, so punch it in and check out the website. Very good sound. And for booking info, they can go to the website as well.
So we
But
want
they
you.
go to Odyssey.
We'll get a hold of Vic.
Yeah, the Odyssey Agency at gmail.com.
All right.
Well, we've had your pictures all over Facebook.
Oh, Victor
and everything.
Matera is all over the whole place.
Your picture.
Well, I give the groups, I give them happy pay. The people, I charge them less, to get the bookings, as long as the group is happy with,
Right.
The booking. Management and, group has to, work as a team.
Right.
Otherwise, it won't work.
That's right.
They have to be happy in you, where you're booking them, where you're putting them, and how much. It's very important because they've been working all their life. They earn what they're getting.
That's right. Who's some of your favorite groups to play with on the same bill, you guys? Do you have a favorite group that you play
Mine
with?
was Johnny Maestro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And at Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah,
We opened up for him
Imperials was
the show before his last show, just before his last show.
Yeah, we opened
Oh,
up.
wow.
Yeah.
He had a
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
unbelievable voice.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, it's funny, I worked
Phenomenal.
with Johnny when it was the Crest.
Okay, yeah.
Ah,
Back then.
I mean, the man never lost his voice.
No, I never lost.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
he used to come up to Middletown and sing too.
yeah.
He played all
Unfortunately,
over, all
you know,
over.
God
He was
took him
everywhere.
early, but his voice will live on forever. You know, and a lot of the singers now. I mean, I just have to say one thing, if you know, you guys don't mind. You're the host. For what happened to Boston, we are so sorry, and our
that's
hearts
right.
goes to them.
Right.
You know, Paulie and I, and the
Tragedy,
guys, we were talking about it. You know, this has got to stop.
They showed the two guys on TV today.
Yeah.
Could I say it? Hanging by their coyoons.
Say whatever you want, Vic.
Yeah.
Hang
Terrible.
hang
Now they don't
I
know
mean,
how that other thing blew up either.
Fertilizer.
From a Yankee fan, our prayers are going out to Boston.
Well, this
I don't
country,
say that too
Yes.
often.
no matter how much security, guys,
There you
there's
go.
no way.
Yep. All right.
There's no way to stop that kind of stuff. You could have all the security you want.
No.
When I
That's
put it on my
crazy.
website, Mr. Obama, please do, you know, do us Americans a great deal. Because, you know, the troops, they're out there in their country, you know, and instead of being in our own country, I feel that the troops, they sit on that wall and watch it all night long while we sleep. America sleeps. You know, they are
Right.
protecting us.
I hear you, Vic.
And that's what's mainly important. Let's protect Americans in this country.
That's right.
Amen.
Well, listen, we want you guys to sing
Yeah.
here. Where Benzee gets us in one of them dull spots here.
Hey, these guys are unbelievable. You're going to play 2 songs and then you're going to come back.
Then we'll come
and
back,
talk
shoot a
some
little
more.
bit, and then you guys can do 2
hold up
more
a
and take
couple
the
of
show out. How's that?
Very good.
Sounds
very
good.
There it is.
So
The
come
clusters
on over
right
there,
here,
and then we'll
folks.
let
All right.
Vic introduce you guys.
Yeah.
We got CDs and everything here.
Yeah, we got. Well, I'm going to show these CDs while these guys are getting ready.
Where's the main song? Darling,
Darling, can't you tell?
yeah, yeah.
You're still on TV. Sit down. You got
Yeah,
introduced.
you're on TV.
I think they cut it off.
No,
No, we ain't
nothing
cutting
off.
off. They're
We don't
gonna go
cut
get
nothing
ready,
off.
and then we're
In
gonna.
our
There's
days,
one
they cut,
CD.
and then,
We never cut nothing here. This is hillbilly heaven here.
oh, God.
Clusters.org, folks. TheClusters.org. You can get these CDs. The Clusters Moments to Remember. That's one. Best of the Clusters, rock and
Hey, we
roll.
gotta say hi to
Look at
Bullville.
these CDs. The Clusters live in concert. You can get all these CDs on their website, guys. And the Clusters a cappella classics. You can purchase these at theclusters.org. All these great CDs,
guys
and you're
ready?
gonna love the tune.
You ready?
Get ready.
All right.
ready.
All
This
right,
is for
Vic.
Bullville, New York. You already said it, but everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Go ahead,
I'd like
Vic.
to bring tonight to you the greatest group from so many years. Still original.
Hey, Vic. Look that way.
Where's the camera?
Right out in front of you, here, Beb.
Go ahead, do it again.
It's the age. With their great hits, how about we welcome Paulie G and the Clusters.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. Boom 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 boom.
Do I love you, darling? Can you tell?
Boom 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 boom.
I see your face everywhere. Do I love you, darling? Can't you tell? I told you once.
I told you twice.
And then we kissed.
I feel so nice.
Stars like the
Boom, 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 boom. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. Ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. I feel so strange, la 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 la. Do I love you, darling? Can't you tell? 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 I know you want. I really love you, that's no lie. And then we kiss. I feel so nice. Big star, happy love before July. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. My eyes get blurry, you make me feel so brave. I feel so strange and so lovely. Do I love you, darling? Can't you tell? Do I love you, darling? Can't you tell? Boom, 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 boom. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la.
Darling, can't you tell? Thank you so much. We're going to bring up Tony now. We're going to do a pretty little song.
Tony is sono buoni, as we say. Tony is so good. That's all.
Someday, when I'm feeling low and the world is cold, I will be alone thinking of and the way you look tonight. You're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you just the way you look tonight. With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing our fears apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. You're lovely and never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing our fears apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. You're lovely and never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Yes, I love you just the way you look. tonight. Way you look tonight.
Come on down.
Come on over.
That's the clusters.
Unbelievable. Good stuff. Theclusters.org is the website, folks.
Now, if you want to get in touch with the clusters,
All that great
on the
singing
other
and they
ones-
only get a donut. Man, I'm telling you, this is
Oh,
this is
man.
America, boy.
Does that have a
Good stuff.
prize in it or something?
Yeah, it does. I ain't telling you.
All these CDs, Best of the Clusters Rock and Roll, the Clusters Acapella Classics,
That's a nice one. Yeah, I thought that
This
was
one?
very nice.
the Clusters Live in Concert. Where was this live?
There's
know?
a few
It's
different
different shows.
places,
Okay.
Ridgewood,
Cool.
Stony Brook.
And the Clusters Moments to Remember. So you can get these on the website,
Yeah.
right? Theclusters.org. Check
Yeah,
it
I
out,
watched
folks.
the whole YouTube thing. Somewhere you were at some big show and you sang like 3 or 4 songs. It was really.
You just recently played the Sandy Hook
People,
Yeah.
fundraiser,
people don't
right?
Yeah,
realize
we did a
when you
big
listen.
fundraiser we put together. Victor was there. We had about, 11 different groups came down. We had Randy and the Rainbows,
Okay,
the
great.
Clusters.
Brooklyn Bridge.
No, we
No,
didn't have the
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn
no,
Bridge.
The
Manhattan,
Manhattan
Skyline.
We had a
People
few
don't
different
realize
groups.
it though. When you see on YouTube, when
Toys.
you see, you get memory like right into it. Once you hear the first song and you hear the harmonies and everything you guys do, and you really get stuck. Like I particularly like Roy Orbison myself. And every once in a while, I listen to him on YouTube, and it's like, boy, you don't hear guys like that no more.
You don't. You're
how about that
absolutely right.
live tape that he made, the
Oh
black
yeah,
and white?
yeah.
Oh man.
Bruce Springsteen tried to stick with him.
Well, look at.
Well,
look at-
on that first song, "Darling Can't You Tell," which was the hit record of the Clusters, you'll probably have heard the bass singer. That's our original bass. He's not with us tonight, Joe Gugliotta. He's an original member of the 1958 Clusters. He's been down in Florida, so he's on his way up here now. But we had him
Should be here
dub
any
in
minute.
his bass.
He's coming.
Yeah, he'll be here sometime, probably 3 or 4 in the morning.
We'll leave the door open for him.
Well, you see, that's why if hearing the harmony at the last song right now, I feel it was so tingling because it was great. The harmony is what bring back the memories to the people when they were going dating, when they ended up getting married because of those songs on the radio. They're sitting in the car and listening, and
Well, believe it or not, there's an undercurrent of stations, the lower stations, that are playing the old country, the old doo-wop, the old 50s music because people are sick of the new stuff, really.
Yeah. Well, Sirius has great programming. I have Sirius Radio, and I have the 50s, 60s,
Oh, yeah,
70s,
I get that
80s,
too,
all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah, I think we do need a little change in the music lately because
Well, this type of music is kind of making a comeback, little by little.
Right.
I mean, more and more people are being exposed to it.
Well,
and
that
they
one
like
guy,
it.
the one guy that won American Idol or one of them, he was singing Frank Sinatra stuff.
Yep,
Right.
Paul Salos.
He was just talking about him on the way up here.
And that shows you there, people still like it.
Yeah.
It's just, you're getting played on the radio. It's like, listen to some of the country artists, you don't hear them,
Yeah.
but they sell out all the venues that they play, because people still want to hear them.
Sure.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, that's where the money is, too.
Right.
They should come out with the new Everly Brothers or something. I
Right.
love duets,
I love the Everly
I
Brothers.
grew up with them.
Right.
We're gonna do that song.
Well, that's what
I saw
Victor's
them-
going to do.
A
Victor's
lot of
going to
it's
be opening
live,
up
live,
the venues.
live performances
I saw
now,
the
right? The
Westbury Music
CDs.
Fair
I mean,
years ago,
with
and-
the way it is now, they're not
Just-
selling.
Just like it was
Not
yesterday.
selling millions of
No,
CDs
no,
anymore.
it's-
Everything is live performance. A lot of the old 70s and 80s
Yep,
groups
they
that
go
I
on
grew up
tour.
with, now they're out on tour all the
Yep.
time.
Yes.
For years, they wouldn't tour because they were the CD, the record money was coming in, and they didn't have to do
No
anything.
more
Well, you see,
There's no more of
that's
that.
what
yeah.
happened in the 90s. I was semi-retired. I bought a house in Florida, and my daughter says to me, Dad, you haven't been happy lately. Why don't you go back into the entertainment that, you're a legend of from the 70s, Now, I came back, and then she says, why don't you get DJ Clue? I said, who the hell is DJ Clue? hip hop. Now, I did take over DJ Clue, and within 6 months to a year, I gave him up.
He was clueless.
Yeah, I had never heard of the guy.
Well, no, in the hip hop, he's a big
I'm
man.
sure he is.
But, you know, I got almost thrown out of some places because, you know, that kind of music, and I'm not putting the talent of hip hop, but, you know, what it draws is very bad element.
Yeah.
And my places where I did have the venues, they wouldn't want me back.
Sure.
Every time Clue finished, or, you know, one of the hip hop groups, ended up fights.
Well, I'm thinking the last 5 years, and you might agree with me, is everybody's searching for the next big thing. There is no big thing,
No.
really. I mean, you know, you had Elvis, Hank Williams, and the Beatles, and you had Frank Sinatra, and they're searching for something. It's not out there yet.
Now that's why they have these reality TV shows, you know, The Voice and all these other
What's
things.
happening
so
now
many
is
of them
they're all
now, yeah.
cloning. They're
Yeah.
all clones. What
Right.
they do is
But
they
I
take
get
a
a
singer
lot
and
of-
clone
I get a
them to
lot
be
of
what they
returns.
want.
Exactly.
I get a lot of returns on my website, and they're really asking me, where's the oldies, the doo-wops? Those were the sound, you know, where it comes out of their heart.
Not only that, but you could remember the lyrics. You could hear it.
That's
and,
right.
you know,
The only
and
way
Sing along
And
with
understand
them.
them,
You
right?
can't,
no,
you
but
can't
just sing along to it.
The
after
only
you
way you
heard
get
it.
to
Yeah.
hear a lot of
It'd stay in
classic
your
stuff
head.
is listen to commercials. They
That's
play
true.
Really.
You're
they
absolutely
play it
right,
all
yeah.
commercials. Like
Yeah.
they're killing my song I love.
I don't know if in country music was the same way. You know, well,
Yeah, it did the same
rhythm
thing.
and blues, doo-wop, whatever you want to call it, came from the streets. You know,
Right.
young kids just getting together and start doing. So I'm sure country music was in the same
Right.
vein.
Well, what I told you, I was telling one of you, is my uncle played with Tex Ritter's band
Oh, okay.
in over 100 movies. In their band, the Felt Brothers, they were from Virginia. They played swing. They didn't play bluegrass. They had their own sound. It was swing. And if you ever have a chance to hear it, it's like, wow, these guys are really good. They're not even, and they had no drums. They didn't believe in drums back then.
You're right.
Well,
They
that's
wa- they
right.
want to hear
Marching
the singer.
marching bands. Well, no,
Yeah.
wait, was it?
Well, how about like
no, the
Bill
marching
Haley
bands
and the
was
Comets?
no
Sure.
big
They
band.
was sort of swing when they first started off, you know.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah, that
that's
was a big
why,
thing.
you know, a country and western, it's a music. It's a beautiful music. It's no change from any other music. It's just, you know, their style, and it's beautiful also.
And it's
Because,
clean.
You know, you get people that keep asking, you know, and you know, they love the sound that was of yesterday.
Yep.
Well, people say to me, like Hank Williams Sr., oh, that's
Oh.
hokey. And I say to them, you must not never listen to it. He's got like a 10-piece band, usually, or at least 6.
And it's country music.
And
comes
you
coming
hear
from the
all
heart.
kinds of,
The heart.
not just
The
fiddles,
heart.
but you hear keyboard, you hear
Oh, sure.
guitar. You hear everything fading in and
The
out.
whole arrangement.
And it's like, you don't hear that today.
What was your favorite venue to play that you guys ever played?
Odyssey.
Favorite?
Poor Jervis.
I knew
right
Vic was going to say this. Besides our broadcast studios
Yeah.
tonight.
I once sang at the Chicago Theater a few years back, and that was a beautiful theater. And it was just a trip to be there because they refurbished it. It's all marble, and it's like Radio City in Chicago.
Okay.
You know, it was beautiful.
Did you have any family that sang, played, or anything? Or
Yeah, I'm Irish, English, and my mother used to sing Irish songs to me when
Wow.
when I was a kid, and my father always used to come out with a "Oh solo mio." He was English, but he liked it.
Right. Well, I like Pavarotti. People think I'm crazy because I do
Yeah.
Hank Williams and stuff.
Well, a question like
That guy was just
a
straight.
question
That's
like
what I
that
like.
to,
Yeah.
to a promoter. There's no way if you
can't.
ask me that,
Yeah.
I cannot answer. Because for 45 years, I've worked every weekend or whatever dates, all right, in so many clubs. You know, I had so many groups working on those days.
Well, you know, when these guys do a show, you could always have a country boy come out and do some kind of hillbilly song.
Oh, well, we
Of
forgot
course,
to tell you, we have our band in the, they're waiting outside, the fiddler, we got the fiddler, the bass, right?
sometimes mine belong outside, but
No, but the old historic theaters, I love those theaters.
Yeah.
I've worked so many theater shows. I mean, God
I emceed a
almighty.
couple of oldie shows, doo-wop shows at the Paramount Theater in Middletown, and the New Brooklyn Reunion was one of them a couple of years back, and it's a historic theater, but they got to fix it up.
We're doing a show in September out east on Long Island in the Suffolk Theater, and it's a 1938 theater
That's
that
out
was
there,
Oh, they're
refurbished
nice, yeah.
back to its
They
original,
just did it, right? They
Yeah,
refurbished
they
you
just
know,
reopened
its
it.
original look. And the way it's set up is there's no theater chairs. It's like a cabaret
Okay.
with tables
Oh,
and
that's
chairs.
nice.
I like that.
And, you know, a sloping going down into the stage, and then there's a big, huge bar, and then you go
Some of
upstairs.
them old theaters, you really
Beautiful
almost didn't
place.
even need microphones. It was
No,
such
well,
a.
they
Yeah,
didn't have
well, the
microphones.
ceiling
Yeah.
is like, you know, I don't
I mean,
know.
Al Jolson just boomed right out.
They didn't have microphones or sound systems.
Sure.
You had to shout it out.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite for all the years, and you know, it really was my mentor and started out, was the Brooklyn Fox.
Yes.
With Murray the K.
Oh, baby.
Okay.
Soiree.
Swinging soiree.
Murray was
I was there.
I once,
So
when I was
was
a
I.
kid,
I
I sent
lived
away
there.
for the sheet. It's taught you how to speak Miyazuri.
Some people,
Miyazuri, the Z, Kiyaze.
some people email me and say,
It's enough to
"Oh,
sing
those-
talk
those-
hillbilly here.
Those were the days of the cops on the horses to keep the lines
Yeah.
Yeah,
straight.
you're right, yeah.
People remember the cops on the horses.
Yep, the
For the
mounted
Brooklyn
police
They
Fox.
wouldn't give him a horse. Are you kidding?
pushed them in.
Well, I go beyond that. I used to go to the Apollo Theater
Okay.
on 125th Street in Harlem, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of music
Brooklyn
going down there.
Paramount.
Brooklyn Paramount.
This guy George Rezicki,
I was in there once, the Apollo
George
Theater.
Rezicki, the guy who's taught me a lot of publishing things. He had Cab Calloway on
boy.
Vanity Records. And what happened with them was their building burned down, and all the masters and everything got burned up.
Oh, wow.
And his wife passed away like a week later, and he just went off the deep end. But he was a talented guy. He had a lot of stars on Vanity Records. You know, so.
Talking about the Apollo Theater, I was there once, and that was for sensitivity training
Oh, gee.
as a police officer.
Oh, I
They said
believe that. That's what they used to
they
hold.
said
Yeah,
about
that
yeah.
wasn't too long
That's what.
ago either.
No, I got out in 2009. It was probably like 2 years before I got out.
Yeah.
It was like it got me out of the precinct for the day. I was a
Yeah.
cop. And it was fine. I says, you know what? I've never been to the Apollo Theater. I've had details in front of the place, but no way, you know, some of the acts they had there was no way we were walking inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got in there for the day. I had a camera, took some pictures, and you know, I didn't learn anything, of course, but no, it was.
You're not sensitive?
No, I must have said
Well,
something to the wrong person.
Benzee
I don't
didn't
know.
tell
I
you.
don't know
Me
what
and him
happened.
moved up to
Washington
the
Heights. I
big
didn't
time
know they
now.
was. I
We're,
didn't know they spoke English.
doing wrestling matches, right?
Guy was talking. I didn't know he understood.
Right,
me.
Benzee? We moved up to the big
Oh
time
yeah.
now.
Yeah, but Benzee did
We're
learn.
doing
You
wrestling
did learn a
matches.
lot.
They had
You
his,
did. You learned
Washington
about
Heights?
entity.
no, the wrestling match was up here.
Oh.
You learned
East
a
Coast
lot about-
We're
Professional
not wrestling.
wrestling
We're
friends
over the
of us.
hill for that.
Check that website out. We did some announcements for them in the last show.
Did you run into
They
Bill
did the
Clinton?
wrestling up here. Up here.
I
and then
yes,
down.
Because he's
I
living,
know.
you know, he has his offices
I
right
know,
there in
I
that
know.
area there.
His offices were right across the street from where traffic court was.
Oh, okay.
Back in the
We're so high up, my ears
late
popped
90s,
4
early
times.
2000s before they moved it.
Well, Tiny Tim
I was
lived
down
on
there a
that
lot, too.
Madison Avenue down there.
I'm just glad I'm retired.
I worked with Tiny Tim also for 6 months. I mean,
What a character,
it was
huh?
Yeah,
no,
he was
it
a
was a character. But let me say this here, God rest his soul. All right, off the stage, he was a goof. People laughed at him. But once I announced him on that stage, we did so
was
many
all business,
down in Atlantic City. When he hit those first songs, he did a medley. Every song, the people applauded.
Well, he did 2 of my songs, and I got the 45s and an album of 2 of my tunes that he recorded.
No kidding.
Unfortunately for everybody, he passed away, and I don't make no money. But
You have the masters, right?
but I had the masters, and I got the
That's money.
first. I got the only actual copies on disc, and I had to go meet him. And I thought, oh brother. So when I went to meet him, he goes, "You're the guy I wrote them songs." And I was like, "Oh brother." Yeah, and he says, "I like girls," and I said, "Okay, I can talk to this guy." And
It was a strange guy.
he says to me, he goes, "I'm a crooner,
Miss
but what
Vicky.
girl would want to look at this face? What am I gonna say?" He says, "Look at this face." And I was like, "Yeah." He says, "But I can really sing like a crooner. You want to hear me?" And I'm sitting in the office. I go, "Sure."
What are you gonna say?
he sang like Bing Crosby.
Did he have his ukulele with him, or?
Yeah, but he sang just like Bing Crosby without rolling all that falsetto crap and all that. He says that's what they want. That's what makes me famous. I was like, yeah, well, I don't care. You're doing my songs. But he could actually sing real. And me being a hillbilly, I go, my God, you sing really good. He goes, see what I'm talking about, Carl?
Some people can milk that 15 minutes. And he
Tiny
did it
Tim.
from that first appearance and throughout his till he passed away.
That's how I've become
30
friends
years
with
or
Joe
whatever.
Franklin. I've been down there many times.
Joe's great.
I got another crazy guy here, Mr. Phil. Same kind of character. He's a novelty act. He's been on Jimmy Kimmel and everything. He got good money too. He does a little show here too, and that's what he is a novelty act. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel said this is worse than going to a This is sadder than going to a family funeral, only worse. And he laughs. He's insulting. Tiny Tim was the same way.
Well, like the reality shows, you got to be like really good or really bad, and then you get on. Sure. If you're somewhere in the middle, they won't even put you on TV. You know,
And
you
he's
gotta
been on Comedy Central, MTV, and everything, doing his novelty. They put him on what's that? You Could Be a Star. What's that one he was on there?
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah, he was on there.
He was on there. They rang the bell before he sang a note.
They X'd him, the three of them.
They brought him down with a limo, fed him dinner and everything. It was a setup because they wanted a real ringer, like that guy Hung, who was on American Idol.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
He's the same category. He get up there and the music started, and they're going, bleep, bleep, they're ringing all the bells and everything. And he sang a little bit, and they kicked him off the stage. But for weeks, they said, Mr. Phil, the worst of the worst.
They used that.
You can't buy that advertisement.
They used that clip as promos for like 2 months leading up to the.
He was never in a line or nothing.
Was like,
actually, we were a few years ago. A producer from America's Got Talent called me and wanted us to come down to the show. And you know, she says, you don't have to stand in line or anything. She says, you know, I found your group on the internet, and they wanted us to come down and you know,
Perform.
I guess audition, perform, whatever it is, you know. There, she says, just come to the door. You know, I'll send you a ticket. You'll get right in. You don't wait online or anything. But we had a gig that day, and one of the guys didn't want to go. Says, well, I want to go, and you know, what happens if they move us to Las Vegas? I'm working, I can't go.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
it
they
was such a
do it
big
on
thing, and
purpose. They
we
do
wound
it
up-
on purpose. I mean, you guys actually
They probably
sing
have
really
like
well.
a book of forms you got to sign your life away for the next year or whatever it is.
America's Got Talent. You got to sign with that guy. He owns you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not as
But the recognition,
It's a
you
little
know, is
secret
phenomenal.
trade.
I mean, you know, that guy,
Sign
like
here,
you said,
you'll
the
be a
Frank
star.
Sinatra
Yeah.
guy, he's getting gigs all over the country, corporate gigs.
Well,
They fly him in, they send a jet, they pick him up, they fly him out.
The comedian guy last year was good. but
amazing.
I don't know how he lost to the dog guy, the dog act thing. I don't know what was going on.
Well, the
there.
guy, I was in Nashville, and the guy for Epic Records was telling me they're looking for kids 16 years old and younger. Sure. Because their family will sell the house to think they're going to be a star.
Yeah.
Even though he's the producer for Epic Records, he has his own studio. He says, and they'll sell anything. He says, where a veteran like yourself would come in and say, what do I get? We don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Right,
We're going to give
That's
him the
right.
songs to sing. We're going to own everything. And then if they do send him out on a tour with a better band, when he comes home, they go, well, you owe us for the bus, you owe us for the food, you owe us.
The uniforms.
And by the way, the extra money
clothes.
goes towards your next album. So
A lot of the people on these shows, when they do the background, when they show them on TV during one of the clips, they have nothing. They're coming from, you know, wherever they're working as a waitress or a waiter or whatever, so they got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, here, I'll sign whatever
mean,
you want. I'm going to be on TV for
Emmylou
next
Harris
2
was
months.
a waitress in Monroe Diner over here
Really?
before she ever got famous. And
Well, you
somebody-
know,
Oh, you're going
Don't
way
see
back.
that,
You're going
we're
back
up
in
here,
the-
guys.
somebody
You're going
picked-
back in the
This is
70s,
it.
with the-
Well, you know what it is nowadays.
Now you're in big time here with Benzee.
This
Now-
is it, boy, oh
nowadays-
boy. And we were talking, we weren't getting the recognition that we deserve from, this is it.
Manhattan, baby, 6 million strong.
You're going to see these guys in Manhattan.
Right behind you.
Book these guys in Manhattan. They'd love it. That's close. to home.
MNN, the Lifestyle Channel.
Well, I've
will
sung
be
at the
on.
Beacon Theater.
Show will
so
be on.
that's,
But it's a little difference now because now most of the promoters or even the managers, we send a writer out with the contract, and that has to state everything,
Right.
you know, with the contract. That's the food, the lodging, the
But
traveling.
if you're going on one of these shows, American Idol, America's Got Talent, and you pull out a rider to these
No,
people,
no,
they're just
no.
going to tell you to walk out the door.
No, we're talking
Right?
about booking them.
Yeah.
You know, to give them gigs in the venues and hotels, anywhere they're going to appear.
Oh, you have to have that, sure.
Well, that's what they gave us with Willie Nelson when I opened for him twice. A rider. The guys are going, "What's a rider?" I says, "That means we get a lot of good stuff tonight." And
Put
we,
down
and
whatever
we
you
took
want, right?
advantage of it too.
Put down whatever you want. What's the craziest thing you've seen on a rider? That
Craziest is, a couch, and he could have his wife in the same dressing room, do whatever.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Are we ready for more singing? All right, the boss has spoken over there, guys.
All right, we're gonna,
43 years we've been married. We got 23 grandkids and 4 great-grandkids.
and they can all sing from what I
A lot of them
understand.
are here.
You guys been busy.
Glorious.
Not me. It started with her, the boss. It started with the boss.
Let's have the clusters back
We
on.
want you
stage.
guys. You're gonna take the show out, so I really appreciate you coming on down tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zap.
Maybe we
Thanks,
get a
guys.
picture later when you're done.
Definitely.
Mate,
Thank you guys. Great voices.
Thanks.
So go get set up, and then
yeah, like I
All
say,
right, thanks, guys. Good stuff.
we'll let you introduce them again. Don't get up now. We're gonna get you on here.
yeah.
Hey, while these guys are setting up, we want to welcome a couple of our good friends came all the way up from South Jersey
Yeah.
today. Veronica and Bill Herney are here. They're in the studio audience. We just want to give a shout out to them and thank them for coming up to our show. They were up here for the weekend. It's their 1-year anniversary coming up, and we want to congratulate them on their 1-year anniversary.
Don't forget
And Veronica
Judy. Don't forget Judy.
and Judy,
My,
Judy,
that's my
you're a
associate
chauffeur?
with Odyssey.
your chauffeur too,
And then we got-
associate,
Then we got Betsy.
partner.
Then we got Betsy Lou in the middle there from
Betsy
Port
Lou.
Jervis, New York,
So we got some
Betsy,
some
Betsy.
friends and fans here
who's
tonight.
been fans and friends forever.
Forever.
Lady.
And we appreciate them all coming. And we wanted to, and remember, theclusters.org is the website. While you're listening to the music, go to the website on the computer
Thank
and
everybody in Port
check it all
Jervis.
out.
And if you want to book them, OdysseyAgency@gmail.com.
There you go. And Vic
All right, you
Matera.
ready? Go ahead,
Victor
introduce
Matera.
them so we
Go
don't
ahead.
run out of
Ladies
time.
and gentlemen, welcome the greatest, one of the greatest, the Clusters.
In the park, waiting for you. Sha-la-la-la. Yes, I'm sitting right here, waiting for you, my dear. Wondering if you're ever gonna show up. I don't know you're gonna show, but darling, I got to go. But nevertheless, I said, you got me waiting, sitting in the park, waiting for you. Sha on the bench with my back against the fence, wondering if I have any sense, girl. Something tells me I'm a fool to let you treat me so cruel, but nevertheless I said you gotta be waiting, sitting in the park, waiting for you. Sitting in the park. Oh, I'm waiting no longer. I need you, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm never, 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 never gonna leave you. Oh, sitting. Thank you, thank you. Gina, I kissed you once and then I felt so wonderful.